Welcome to an extremely beautifully sunny North Wales, and look who's over from Derbyshire for the day. Would you believe you come on holiday and you see this? Fine example.
I know, it's bad, isn't it?
How's your Welsh pronunciation? How are you with Welsh names, Phil?
Araf.
Araf.
Yeah, I know ambulance. I know headloo.
So we don't need an ambulance today. We're in the stunning setting here, this old marina. This is a little village called Felinheli. No, getting it wrong myself. Felinheli. If I'm pronouncing that right. It's an I, isn't it? That way.
Be Valley, wouldn't it? I don't know.
Known as Port Dinorwic. Now that name Dinorwic was a monster quarry high on the hills.
Yeah.
Above Llanberis, and this is all a series about the story on getting that slate from that quarry down to here, down at the port. This port was owned by the same people.
Its own rail connection, isn't it, coming off the LN and WR, and I don't know how it works, because that came to here, isn't it?
Yeah, there is a good old photo actually of the standard gauge line coming next to, because what we've got here, we'll tell you a little bit more about the railway and the route, shall we? As with every time I film in Wales, I'll get in an early apology for the pronunciations and place names. Please don't be too harsh in the comments. In this series, we're going to be covering the journey of the slate from the Dinorwic Quarry to the port. Just to help place these locations, here's the quarry at Dinorwic, and here's our port on the Menai Strait. And here's a quick history. We go back before the railway boom in the early 1820s. The horse-drawn Dinorwic Tramway was opened to replace the old slate road, and getting the slate from the quarry to the boat before the tramway had been a time-consuming and laborious task. This original Dinorwic Tramway, or gang road, took a lot less favourable journey to the port via a series of inclines, and that's our pink line on this map. That original gang road quickly became outdated, and it wasn't long before a new solution was required for the 7-mile trip down to the port. The Padarn Railway was born in 1843 on a more friendly alignment to the west of that of the earlier Dinorwic Tramway. Interesting to note, its starting point was at the foot of the quarry by the lake rather than up on the levels of the quarry like its predecessor. Built in 4-foot gauge, it didn't quite make it to the port, but transferred to a 2-foot tramway, the Dinorwic Quarry's tramway, for its last mile or so down the incline and tunnel, and that's what we'll be covering today. And here is our starting location in the old Port Dinorwic. It's hard to imagine the hustle, bustle and clanking of trucks compared to our sleepy Sunday spring early morning today. We've got Vinny with us as well today.
Good morning.
I know you're itching to find out about this tunnel. It's probably why you clicked on this video, but I just wanted to set the scene first. This tunnel was assumed lost, blocked off, filled in at the east portal, and new buildings built over the west portal nearest the docks. Vinny had visited before unsuccessfully until he made contact with the owners of one of the properties at the foot of the tunnel, who amazingly had recently gained access to the tunnel again, as we'll see shortly. A massive thanks to Ewan, who escorted us into the tunnel.
With the outer dock.
Alright, so it's had a massive redevelopment, hasn't it?
It is, yeah. So the outer dock, that was used for putting all the stones together for Felinheli Bridge as well.
Right, now I can see a bit of a... Oh, it's corrugated, isn't it?
Yeah, okay. What's the plan?
Wow. So how did you find this? How did you know it was here?
I started just after they bought the place, so they knew from day one really when they came into the place.
They knew it was here, but it was just sealed off.
Yeah.
Have you seen these? I've got strengthening struts on it.
So where was the actual portal then, do you think, Phil?
I think there, look, there's a profile change. I'm not really paying much attention since I've come through, but it looks like they built a corrugated shield over it to, protect people coming through, I suppose, because it's probably further back. We've had to work it out, but we can't be able to tell it brickwork because of that corrugated section.
Yeah.
But you can see incline starting, look.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a 2-track, or was it 2 tracks into one where they did share the middle rail?
You can see two lines of sleeper indentation.
Yeah, they're very close, aren't they?
2 foot gauge, wasn't it?
Yeah. Where's this pile of bottles I once saw on a photograph?
I thought we got rid of those.
Because one of the lads who hasn't come today is a bottle collector, and he was like, God, I wonder what them bottles are. You know what I mean? They were getting really excited.
Special. It's just the wine thing from the last pub.
He thought they were old ones, you know.
It's a big bloody sauce, isn't it?
Ask him how much it was.
Yeah, go on. Oh my God. I've got mine bad up to 130.
Well, I struggle on with some little ones, but I thought as long as I do this.
What is that? Is that a piece of slate?
It's a slate in there.
They've done like it impromptu repair with it, haven't they? Tell you what, it's rough stone, but it's survived well, hasn't it?
What stone is that then? Sandstone.
I don't know, it's hard to say. Looks like it, yeah.
That's incredible, isn't it?
You know, it's a lot longer when you're in it than I presumed it were going to be, look.
Yeah.
And that hill, the profile change has already started, look.
So here's the incline just starting here, look, you can see, quite clearly see.
So there's a shaft in a minute.
I'm assuming that's the other portal, is it? That's where it's blocked off. It's infilled at there.
Yeah. So this is either a profile change or the shaft. It's the shaft, isn't it? There you go.
Ah. Wow.
Ah.
Okay.
So not as deep as I thought. What's that thing coming down, that string?
Right, it's tied around a sewer pipe or something, isn't it?
So they've probably sunk this, haven't they? Sent all materials down, dug both ways, I would guess. And not too difficult getting stuff down here. It's a fairly decent width. No, that's got to be wood, hasn't it? What's these potholes? Oh, that's a sleeper, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. Rotten sleeper, so yeah. I think it probably is. I mean, I know there was a winding drum at the top of this incline, which is a fair way up the hill, isn't it? But assuming if it's a weighted incline with the wagons going up.
Yeah, look.
A track chair.
You can see, looking at that chair, that it's thin rail that sat on that, can't you, look?
Yeah.
There you go, there's a chair still there, look. That's one, I think that's only one, isn't it, so far we've seen.
Yeah. What's that?
I don't know what that is.
It looks...
It's a light, it's a supply line of something, isn't it, look, that used to be on wall. Like, I wonder if it was a light, look, that used to sit on the top of the crest. Isn't that where a light is? Isn't that a gas light, is it?
Yeah.
And that'd sit on, and that's a light.
Yeah, I thought, is it electrical?
Yeah,
But yeah, it's not electrical, is it?
Yeah, there's a, what do you call them, Paul?
Insulator.
That's top of a lamp. Or is it? I don't know. So, look, there you go.
Ah. So that's
Presumably fell off.
sat on the arch.
It's fell off, hasn't it? Still got drainage channels, look. Whoa. Yeah, I didn't think about a drainage channel in such a small tunnel.
No. Look at these proper indentations, aren't they? These.
Yeah. Normally, though, if they've been moved a long time ago, the earth would have it would have resettled. It looks like it's possibly been pulled out in recent times, you know. Because if you look how fresh that one looks compared to some of them, they look like over the time it's settled again. Look. There's another sleeper there. Look, chair there. Look.
So this portal's all is infilled, and the incline carried on for quite a way, didn't it? Then we had the transshipment point between the end of the 4-foot Padarn Railway and the 2-foot Quarry Railway, the Port Railway at the bottom.
So that's bulging a little bit, but it's stood the test of time for the time being. But if that ever goes, it makes you wonder how far down this tunnel lining that infill's going to go.
What's this?
Change there, isn't they?
Have they put an extension on it at some point?
Yeah, that's definitely end, isn't it? I don't know why that there's a profile change straight away. You know. Looking, I mean, you can't judge that's downhill, can we, on photographs, or can you?
No.
So it looks like that's the problem with inclines. You can't tell how steep they are on camera, can you? When you're on them, you can only.
It always flattens them out. You can't really see where it goes flat, can you, from here? What do you reckon that is? That fitting up there then?
I don't know, but that.
I wonder if there were like a gas pipe coming all the way down.
I think it were gas lights, and that was a gas line we saw earlier.
There's another like bracket there. Look. Yeah. So and another one right behind your head. Look.
That's implying that this were lit then. So if it were lit, it'd be. Is it because it? Well, it's dark enough as it is, isn't it? Maybe it'll waken at night as well. How's that picture?
Not only. We're being new. I'll challenge that as well.
What was the steepness of this incline? I haven't seen a figure for this.
Yeah, I'm guilty not checking that one, but I mean, it looks. It's hard to judge actually. I'd say. It's nowhere near. Well, yeah, maybe 1 in 10, 9, 8. It's got to be along them lines, hasn't it?
It's not massively. It's not massively steep, is it? Compared to what we've seen on our travels in the past.
But in an enclosed area, it's a bit deceiving, I think. Or what the only way you're going to judge is to see how it flattens out at the bottom. Look.
I didn't realise the incline went so far down into the tunnel. I assumed when you know from reading about it, it was like you know further closer to the top. It's pretty much what's that within 10 yards. Of the tunnel starting, it's starting to climb.
But we've not established where the tunnel started yet because it's put a couple of block walls up against it. System they've got, won't it? I think. And if it had something in it, I should imagine.
Yeah, there's something there, isn't there?
Mm.
I wonder if that shows up in any old photographs.
Well, something's come off the hatch, hasn't it? I mean, I don't know. It's hard to make out what they were used for. There's all these blast holes in there.
This is the outer harbour, Dinorwic, Port Dinorwic, look. So this is the one that's actually on the side of the Menai Strait here. Just to give you some kind of context to where it is. The tunnel's just behind here, just behind this old pub. behind there somewhere, the portal.
Surely that's it.
Yeah, that bit, wasn't it?
What? That's the other
That's
portal
it,
that
yeah.
we're stood behind?
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Stuck in that garden.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow. That's a shame it's so overgrown, isn't it? So is that cutting down?
So yeah, but it's either infilled or just really growing like wano. Oh no, it's still there, look.
I say that you got 2 stone walls.
It's quite narrow, isn't it?
It's very narrow.
So exactly where you're stood here is that really famous picture of the chap riding the trucks coming up here. There's your indicator pole of how steep this is.
So these are those old abutments. Wow. Yeah, can you see the trajectory? Over to up that side. It's up there, honestly. You might not be able to see it. It's underneath the ivy up there.
It won't, but it's going to represent the steepness of it.
So this incline, seeing the trajectory through the cutting and over that bridge, maybe 1 in 4 is correct, but let's just take a look at the top of that incline. As mentioned, obliterated by the new bypass, the winding drum and workmen's cottages no longer remain. This was the point where the Dinorwic Quarry's tramway became the Padarn Railway, or should that be vice versa. The slate arriving from the quarry above the 2-foot narrow gauge trucks, which were transported on the larger 4-foot transporter wagons to this point. These are the photos I saw in the Barla Lake Railway Museum on a display about the Padarn Railway, and it clearly shows the smaller trucks piggybacking on the larger ones. We're in a little place called, how do you think you say this?
I'm not even going to attempt it, mate, sorry.
Pens Coins. I think it's Pensconce.
Could be.
Because on an old map, it's Pensconce. Yeah. And there's the new road that's just been constructed there. Is it A487? That's your Bangor to Carnarvon road. Now, the top of the incline is just the other side of there. We've come round to the other side of the Felinheli bypass. So the top of the incline there, we can see on the old maps, and that's where it swapped over from the 4-foot gauge between the Dinorwic Quarry and here, and it changed over to 2-foot. Now, if we just follow, we're actually walking on the track bed here, look. Retaining walls. There, we'll go through a nice cutting in a moment. And we can actually see, there's a little recess here, we can actually see a little square on the maps. It is on the map. There, look. This, I don't know if this is something to do with the railway equipment, because that's right where the lines all come together into, looks like single track.
So this was the point when 2 or 3 lines merged into one, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's hard to make out exactly from the maps.
Well, saying that, you would fit a couple of tracks.
Unless there was a guy stationed here to put the points.
Yeah, he might have been some bloke in charge at yard or something in this one, because there's a fireplace there, look.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh,
Chimney's
yeah.
gone though.
Ah, so yeah, it's definitely right. Like an early permanent way hut.
Like Shunter's cabin type thing.
Yeah. Well, obviously this section here, because we'll see when we get a little further up in front, we've got an engine shed, so it looks like this was quite a busy area, quite a lot going off here, isn't there? Between the top of the incline and the engine shed up here. You can see where this has been blasted away here. So here's the engine shed. We can quite clearly see this on the map, and it's quite some length. We'll try and get to a vantage point where the sun's not hindering us too much. And look, we've still got doors there. Look, they're like the original doors. Look at the brackets on there. That's fantastic.
Yeah. So looking at this, it's very clean actually, but of course that's probably the properties of the slate. So we don't think there's been anything drastic happened here. It just looks pretty much it's an original state. It's quite long as well. I wonder what was put in here. I guess it could have doubled up as workshops as well as, storage and storing trucks or locos or whatever.
Well, this is a fantastic survivor, isn't it? This 18, is it a 5 or a 6?
6, isn't it?
6. So that's quite late, because what's this? 1840s. This railway, this tramway was put in place. And it's listed as engine shed. I mean, it's really long, isn't it? How many engines are they?
Yeah, well, I just commented same because maybe it doubled up as a workshop.
Yeah.
You know?
We understand this shed was able to accommodate a locomotive and 4 workmen's carriages. The Dinorwic workman's train ran from 1896, so that ties up with a date stone above the shed door, doesn't it? Those contraptions that we can see on the front by the doors, now that was the water tank and the coal stage, and on old maps we can see listed a wind pump. It's a 5.
5. Okay, Vinny. Oh, I can imagine if there's a track in there. It's just, what is in there though? I'd love to see the base to the floor, you know what I mean?
Poke you in.
I mean, I'm not saying there's a track in there, but there might be an inspection pit. Normally, if there's an inspection pit, I bet you the line would still be either side of it.
Yeah, they've probably, if they're using it for something, they've probably filled that in, Phil, haven't they?
No engine access at all.
Yeah, it looks like on the maps it just went in from the far end, from the incline end. All right, is that a sign or something? And this is a curious little spot, this. Pence Conce, or Pence Coins, it's written as Pence Coins. Really, really sorry if we're butchering the pronunciation of that word, but just look at that beautiful little bridge. So the railway's not going over there, the railway's going under there. So this is the top of that bridge. You can see there's a hump in the road. That's the trap bed down there where we've just come from. I'm not going to go poking the camera down there because there is a family sunbathing in the garden. But that's looking the other way towards Llanberis, look. So I'm doing this series, I'm starting from the Dinorwic Quarry. So we're doing this little bit first, just because there was an opportunity arose at the Port Dinorwic end. But we will pick up next time down somewhere near Llanberis. Cheers, Phil.
Yep.
Cheers, Vinny.
No problem.
And yeah, long drive up for you guys today. So cheers for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Ta-ra.